Right, back with you now, Charlie Tango 1. As I say, this is the Optimus 8R stove, but the valve principle is exactly the same as on the little 123. So without further ado, I'm going to light this one up. So now this is a new one. This is the original one from Sweden. The copies that come from Bulgaria and Russia and places like that, they have a metal tank which is electroless nickel plated. This is a brass tank, so you know it's the original that comes from Sweden. And actually this one is brand new. I only saw it by chance, so what I've done is I snapped it up, and it didn't cost me a lot of money, but I'm well pleased with it. So let's just see if we can get this one primed up. And with this, the priming bowl is a lot deeper, so I think I might only need to prime it once, because these are very, very small little primer holes. So what I'll do is I'll just fire this one up. And we'll see how she goes. That's it. Let's just make sure I've got that right. Now, as I say, clockwise is closing that valve. Anti-clockwise will bring the pricker into play to unblock the jet. These do have a little inbuilt pricker because it's a 90 degree angle like that, whereas the 123 is like this. So as I say, these do have a built-in pricker, which is what I was trying to explain in relation to the 123R. Let that just go down a little bit more. So you can service these quite easily. They're I enjoyed doing them. It was great fun. I just took them off the tank and everything. Well, I'm going to crack that. Oh, it's gone out. I might be able to light that directly. Let's have a look. There we go. Now I've only just cracked that a little bit just to get it going. And if you want to use the pricker just to clean the jet out, that doesn't need cleaning out, but you turn it all the way so that the pricker, you just see the pricker come up through the jet. If it puts it out, don't worry about it. All you got to do is just put a lighter straight to it, and it starts straight away, like, because you've already vaporised the fuel in there. So anti-clockwise is going to clean the jet out. Clockwise is going to shut it off, and that is how you should be shutting them off. Let's see if this roars a little bit more. I don't know. No, it's dropping down now, because it's getting the needle's getting near the jet. There you go. That's full whack on that one. That will start to glow in a minute, as you can see. But there they are, brilliant little stove. I will just demonstrate that we get cleaner jet. If it does go out, I just relight it for you, simple as that. So let's have a go at cleaning the jet. There you go. These run a little bit quieter than the little 123s actually. So I'll take that out because that does tend to get a little bit warm, but although it's got a plastic handle, it does get warm, as I say. Anyway, so there you go. I'm hoping that I'm going to turn that off. As you see, there's no flame in there, so it's definitely turned it off. I'll let them cool down. Then what I do is I as I say, I loosen this up. The tank's still a little bit warm, but I loosen this up. It's off now. And then what I do is I pour that fluid back into the bottle so that you've got this empty. Otherwise it does get stale, and when you open that up after about 2 or 3 months, you can smell that the fuel is stale. And some people, you can use lead-free petrol in there, but again, as soon as you open it up, you can smell it's stale petrol. And the other thing is, with petrol, excuse me, I've got a burp in here. With petrol, when it does go off, as I say, it does smell, but also it's got a lot of byproducts in it, petrol has, whereas the Coleman's fuel, it isn't. It burns a lot cleaner because it hasn't got all those additives in there that petrol needs for your car. So that's what I use, and I'm quite happy with using it. So I'll put all this stuff away then. Well, I'm not going to wrap it on too much as I usually do, but that is. I hope that's explained the difference between the 123 and the 123R. And as I say, I've got a chap. He's bringing. I'm hoping he's going to send it. If he's sending that stove over, well, he only needs to send the spindle actually. If he just sends that spindle, he's only got to take it off of the tank. He can leave the bell housing at home, the flame spreader. He can leave that at home if he wants. So just have that spindle, pop that in the post. It's not going to cost a lot of money. I can just take one of my spindles off the tank and put it on there to test it when I've rectified his little problem that he's got with his spindle. He don't seem to be able to turn it off. So anything I'll try to help people wherever I can actually, because it's no joy when you're trying to do something and you're just getting nowhere, so there we go. Thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed it, and it's been quite informative. I can't explain it any clearer really, but anti-clockwise turns it off, clockwise turns it off. Anti-clockwise on a 123R, that actually brings the needle up to clean the jet, as I've said. I know I've repeated it, but I'm just trying to make sure that it's sunk in. The one other thing that I don't think I mentioned, well, I will do, because I think it's quite important. If you look, oh, where are we? Let's get this right. If you look, you can see it says Svea 123. Okay. Now, if you look at this spindle, you can see it's in line with number 1. Now, that is a good indicator that if you take this stem off, replace the wick, or you just want to give it an overhaul, when you put it back, turn it so it gets, when it's got tight in there, that this stem is in line with number 1. That way, when you put your cover back on, when you put this back on, sorry, let me just come out again there. I've got it too tight there. When you put this back on, you've got your little notches there that they fit in. You sit that down on the notch and turn it, and that way this hole, these holes, there's 3 of them I believe, they will line up with the valve for you to put the key through. Some people have said that there's this one here, there's a little lug here that shows you number 1 or something, but I see a chap and he tightened this up with this valve opposite that number 1 there, that number 1, and it didn't line up. He lined it up with that, but when he come to put the wind cover on, it didn't line up, so he was unable to get his key through this hole. It was round quite a bit, so I've found out that if you line it up with the letter number 1, with the number 1 on there, you line that up with that, you won't go far wrong. And as I said, the tanks, they use the 123 tank for the 123R, so you won't get a tank that's got the R on it, the letter R. Well, there you go. I think I've just about covered it all, but it is better to use a Coleman fuel rather than petrol really, or benzine, or whatever else you'll call it like. I think it's cleaner. You can use surgical spirit in there actually, you know, or and you can use surgical spirit in the priming bowl if you want. That'll to start it off. It's just personal choice really, but as I say, meths is cleaner. Coleman's fuel, that's clean, it burns clean. You haven't got that stink, but you don't really want to be using these inside your tent because you're still going to get some sort of fumes. You should always make sure you've got these in the open. Don't even use it to warm your tent up at night if it's cold, because it's you're asking for trouble. Anyway, without further ado, thanks very much for coming along and having a look. I'll catch you all again later. Cheerio.